Hello everyone, welcome back to our course. From this section, we'll look at different forms of nonverbal communication. We'll focus on the vocal, that is paralanguage, and non-vocal aspects of nonverbal communication, body language, just as we mentioned earlier in this table. Let's start with paralanguage. Every time we speak in a certain tone of voice, a certain pitch, at a certain pace, etc., depending on the type of emotion we wish to convey to the other person. This is known as paralanguage. It refers to the set of audible sounds that accompany oral language to augment its meaning. To put it simply, paralanguage studies the voice and the use of vocal signs in communication. Most classifications divide paralanguage into three kinds of vocalization. Vocal characterizers like laughing, crying, yelling, belching, yawning, and so on. Vocal qualifiers like volume, pitch, rhythm, tempo, resonance, and tone. Vocal segregates like and so on. We may understand the importance of paralanguage from two aspects. First, paralanguage plays a role in determining whether we like a certain speaker, and thus whether we find a speech appealing or boring. Since we were babies, we have learned to tell a pleasing voice from a gruff one long before we learn what the words mean. In real life, we often find that the same words said by different speakers may have different effect. For example, we all have the experience that we are especially drawn to a certain radio host or a storyteller. You may think of your favorite speaker. Why do you like him or her? When I was little, I liked to listen to Liu Lanfang telling stories. Her rich and melodious voice, the rhythm of her storytelling, the rising and falling tone brought every character to life. Former US President Mr. Obama is also known for his wonderful speeches. Besides his language, the way he delivers his speech, that is, his vocal qualities, including volume, pitch, rhythm, and tone, add to the charm of his language. Thus, if we want to be a good speaker, we have to pay attention to our paralanguage, which also reveals to a certain extent what kind of person we are. Another aspect about paralanguage is that for the same sentence, the change in paralanguage, such as tone, intonation, and stress, may convey us different meanings. Consider Hamlet's famous soliloquy, "To be or not to be, that is the question." How can you rate the sentence with a different intonation and stress to express different meanings? Let's try. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. From this example, you can see paralanguage is concerned with how something is said instead of the actual meaning of the spoken words. The same sentence may imply different meanings if we say it with different tones. Besides, our vocal qualities may reveal our feelings and emotions to others. Listen to these two Chinese sentences. Is there any difference in the meaning? 如果你到了，我还没到，你就等着吧。如果我到了，你还没到，你就等着吧。You see, with similar words, you express different meanings and attitudes to the other person. So, what matters is not what you say, but the way you say it. This may bring a problem in intercultural communication, as people in different cultures have different use of and response to paralanguage. For example, Arabs speak very loudly because loudness for them denotes strength and sincerity, and softness stands for weakness. While in Japan, raising one's voice often implies a lack of self-control, and a gentle and soft voice reflects good manners. In China and Japan, people nod or say 是, hi when they are talking with someone to show their attentiveness. But native English speakers often misinterpret this as agreement. Silence as a form of paralanguage may result in great misunderstanding in intercultural communication too. The Eastern culture usually attaches more meanings to silence, while most Western cultures consider silence to be absence of communication and most rude communicative behavior. In a study of the differences between Japanese and Australian students in the seminars of an Australian university, the researcher finds that the Japanese students are considered quiet and shy due to the lack of participation and unwillingness to speak out in class. In Japanese teaching situations, the students are often expected to remain silent and unquestioning while the teacher talks. Unfortunately, the Australian lecturers often misunderstand this silence as either denoting a lack of knowledge or unwillingness to participate.